I'm going to record and then share the screen and then we get started. Perfect. Okay. So this is like a 12 session course, which has got several topics. Some of you might have seen the WhatsApp invite, and we will understand more about it in detail as we get along. I think I suggest that we start with prayers. Anything we start, it's always first to invocate with the prayers. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatharini Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yeshodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yeshodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Abhay Charana Aravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Nityalishta Pravitra Bhakti Vaibhava Puri Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Akhanda Koti Vaishnava Koti Ki Jai 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 Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, thank you all once again for joining. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says one sloka, Bahunam Janmanam Mante. So basically, after many lives only, people show interest to understand about spirituality. After many lives only. And sometimes we might understand a little bit of spirituality. We might enter a little bit again. We might leave that one. It takes a lot of time, many lives. We take spirituality seriously because every life we do our routine things naturally. But spirituality is something which was supposed to be natural, but we feel like we lost in touch with them and we have to invocate and make a sincere effort again and again and get in touch. So I have to congratulate everyone who have come here, who have attended online. And I also wanted to make a sincere request asking you to prioritize your Saturday evening. I know because each one of us are a social animal. We are busy. Many priorities are there, family, friends, children, movies. So many other priorities are there. But I request around 10 to 12 weeks. If you can commit your Saturday evenings, just block your time, work around your weekend in such a way so that you attend this 2 hours and try to learn something what Krishna is saying. Another important message which I want to share is I am not any great scholar or a pandit or anything. I'm just a normal person like many of you. It's just out of keen interest to share the knowledge of Krishna, what we learned from Bhagavad Gita from the last few years. We as a family, we felt like we should share with everyone, and this knowledge should be spread everywhere. So that's the whole purpose of sharing this knowledge. So it's called science of self-realization or Vedic wisdom, understanding the essence of Gita, understanding the science of God, understanding about human life, purpose of human life, values of human life. The sessions can be called in any different way, but fundamentally it is all trying to understand essence from the Vedas. Many of us cannot speak Sanskrit properly, so it becomes very difficult for us to recite a Sanskrit sloka or understand its meaning. We see when some pujas are going on, pujaris will be reciting Vedas. It is very nice to hear, it is very good, soothing to the heart and all, but it's tough for us to assimilate and understand the Vedas meaning. But some great people, what they have done, they took the essence of the Vedas and put them in the Gita, and that the same thing is now available like in a modern way in a PowerPoint, so that we can see, which we all can understand. So that's a blessing now. Vedas are translated into like a easy manner for all of us to understand. So we have 10 sessions to go. So first session, we are talking about what is real happiness. What is real happiness? Is our happiness is temporary or permanent? And then I know many of us believe in God. That's the reason we have come here. But nevertheless, there are many misconceptions we have about spirituality, about God. So we'll try to take some practical examples and try to understand in the next session. Scriptures. Today, there are so many Gitas available in the market, so many Ramayans available in the market. Everybody takes their own thing and write a book. So which book we should follow? And why we should follow a certain scriptures? What is the authority? We'll try to understand that one. And the next session is, why are we behaving in a certain way? Each one of us have been born with certain nature. Why are we behaving in a certain way? And Krishna talks about in Bhagavad Gita something called modes of material nature. Sattva, Rajas, Tamo, Gudalu. We are going to talk about them. Then, why do we need a guru, and who is the right guru? Why do we need to make an attempt to understand a guru? Are we not enough? Is Google not a guru? Are the books available not a guru? All these kinds of questions, we'll try to understand them. And the next one is very, very important thing is, who am I? Are we body or a soul? Okay, we all understand, being Hindus, we are born in this Bharatavarsha, we are fortunate right from our childhood. We understand words like soul, karma philosophy, all these things we understand from our childhood. But what does it mean? Understanding that we are a soul, how do we should behave, kind of things. Then comes into the death, the difficult topic. What does it mean to death? What happens after death? Is there rebirth? I know some of us believe in rebirth, some of us may not believe in rebirth. Some of us, if you are given real examples, probably we might accept the rebirth. So all these things will handle. Then comes about destiny, free will, and God's mercy. So is it everything predetermined? Is everything predetermined, or do we have a free will? That's also we will discuss about it. Then another interesting topic is why do bad things happen to good people? We feel like we are very nice people, we are doing everything good, why we are facing difficulties? Or the question can be in a little reverse way. Why are good things happening to bad people? We see many bad people enjoying. Why is it happening like that one? It might puzzle our mind. So we'll try to understand that one. Then this is another very big thing. Until I have understood this knowledge, it's confusing. Other religions talk about we have only one God. But our religion, we somehow have this understanding that Mukkoti Devatalu. We have like 3 crores of gods. So do we really have 3 crores of gods, or do we also have one God? Is something we'll try to understand. Then yoga. Yoga has again different meanings in today's world, starting from physical postures to doing all kinds of fun is going on. So what is real yoga as per Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, we'll try to understand. And last but not least, the 12th session is, having understood all this knowledge, I know each week we are going to learn something, we are going to gain some concepts. How do we apply these concepts into our day-to-day life? Otherwise, theory will become like a theory. How do we apply this one is something we'll try to understand. So I hope these sessions are going to make sense. Everybody's hearing okay? Who is online? Is the voice audible, clear?
Yes, Satya.
Okay, thank you. So everybody who is here in person also, is the voice all clear? Thank you very much. So let's continue. So we straight jump into our first session. Everybody is searching for what? All of us are searching for, what are we searching for mainly? We always wanted to be happy. All the time we wanted to happy. Nobody plans for any unhappy events or any kinds of things. So from morning till evening, every activity do. We go to job, we go to a temple, we try to earn money, we make some investments, we make an insurance policy. Thank you all for coming here. So we do all kinds of things. Every activity we are doing from morning to night, we are just trying to work towards how do we make our life happy. That's what we are always working towards that one. But do we have happiness all the time? Do we have happiness all the time? We have happiness sometimes, but again, we have some sadness. So there is a spell of happiness and sadness, like what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Sitoshna Sukha Takkaha. So that sukha dukkha, that is a cycle which is kind of continuing. We make so many plans. Is there anybody who get up in the morning and say, today afternoon I'll feel miserable. Today I might have an accident, or something bad might happen to me or my family. Will anybody think like that? No. Everybody thinks in the morning, if we have a practice of prayer, Krishna, Ganesha, Shankara, whoever we pray, please take care of our family. Please make sure that all our wishes are fulfilled. That's the kind of prayer we make, right? Very less people say Sarve Jana Sukhina Bhavantu. Most of our prayers are all about us and our family, 99%. Some of us say Sarve Jana Sukhina Bhavantu. Maybe 1% says, Krishna, please decide what is good for me. 1% says, 99% we have a checklist. Any temple we go to Balaji temple, Tirupati, we give him a 200-page notebook with all the list of things what we want, right? Did we go any time to Balaji temple or any temple without asking anything? No, I haven't done. No, it usually happens that we go to any temple, we ask questions. We ask this one. So we are all working towards how do we make our life happy. You look around all these pictures, you have like Charlie Chaplin, you have chimpanzee, you have a bird, a chameleon, and all kinds of things. So everybody is trying to be happy. From morning till evening, well, every living being is searching on how do we become happy. So let's move on. I like these pictures. So whether it's an animal, human being, reptile, bird, all are trying to work out on happiness, searching for food and kind of things. But we all discussed that happiness is not there always fine. Happiness is multiple ways. Like when we eat food, we want pleasure. When we take rest, we want pleasure. When we meet friends, we want pleasure. Everywhere, pleasure, satisfaction, security, these are all we are looking at. Right? Let's move on. So how do we derive that pleasure? Right? We all derive that pleasure. And what activities we do to derive that pleasure? Let's try to understand that one. Eating. The first and foremost thing is, which all of us like, is to eat. Whatever is our favorite food, we try to eat, and that makes us happy, right? Whether it's a human being, or whether it's a small little ant, or whether it's a monkey you see on the road, or whether it's a bird flying, anything we see, any living being is working towards how do we get our little food, whether we take this much or this much, right? Next, sleeping. I like sleeping a lot. I don't know how many of you enjoy sleeping, right? So sleeping is again gives an enormous happiness, right? And have you seen the dogs sleeping in the construction areas and kind of things? Happy dogs are sleeping. Everywhere, animals are also looking forward to sleep and take rest and charge up with energy and again start the next day, right? Third one, defending, taking care of the family. As human beings, how do we take care of the family? We buy a nice house. We secure our family. We have maids at home. We take an insurance policy, right? We have a job. All kinds of things we do just to make sure that our family life goes happy. Similarly, you see on the roadside, recently we were seeing in the Greengrace apartments outside, there were one dog who has given birth to 5-6 little puppies, right? I'm sure the dog is very protective to their puppies. You cannot just go there until it feels comfortable. It will not allow you to teach the puppies, touch the puppies. Similarly, you see a new cow giving birth to a calf. Until it feels comfortable, it won't allow you to touch the calf. Otherwise, it will start hitting us, kind of thing. So they are protective. Every animal is also protective about their babies and kind of things. You see monkeys also, how protective. You try to touch the little baby, they are protective. So bhaya are defending. Next one, sex lives. So everybody looks forward to have a happy marital life, sex life, and enjoy kind of thing. That's happening with humans. That's happening with animals. We see everywhere that that's also happening. So eating, sleeping, defending, sex life are the four things seems to be the ones which make us happy again and again and again and again. So which is in the Sanskrit, they are called ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithunam. These are the four words from Sanskrit. Now let's try to understand a little bit more from this one. So see this example, you see there's a goat. You see the butcher shop, goats are tied there outside in a queue. Or you see chickens are there like lying that one. All the goats, you put some food in front of them, they are eating. The first goat is taken inside, it's cut. But the other goats standing in the queue do not understand what is happening to them. They're just happy because a small grass is put in front of them. They're just eating that grass and happy. They are not thinking that I'm stuck here just because of this little grass. In another 10 minutes, I will be taken inside and my head will be cut. That goat is not thinking like that. It's just happy with this little grass and enjoying the life, not thinking about the future, what's going to happen. If you put the human beings there, if you take one human being and kill him inside, will all the people stand in the queue there? Immediately, everybody is going to run away, or call police, or take care, or defend, or fight, or will do something. Will not just behave like animals. So why are we trying to understand about the animals? Because we wanted to understand what do humans have which animals don't have? What animals cannot that humans can? What is the difference between humans and other living beings? You might be wondering. Satya is calling us home and he's talking about animals, eating, sleeping, mating. Are we different from animals or not? Are we just same like animals? Looks like you have called all of us to insult us. No. My intention is not to insult anyone. Please don't misunderstand me. This is today, whatever I'm speaking, and in the next 12 weeks, whatever I'm speaking, Hare Krishna, whatever I'm speaking in the next 12 weeks, not even a single word. Maybe I might frame certain sentences in my way, but everything is from the Shastra, either from Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam. Nothing is my own thought process or my own created words or kind of things. I am not here to create any philosophy. I am here to only purely tell what is from the Gita, right? So humans have any other goal in life? That question comes into the picture. Does humans have any other goal in life other than eating, sleeping, defending, mating? Can we contemplate, is there anything other than these four? Animals are also doing these four. We are also doing these four. Is humans, do we have anything in addition, or is that our duty of doing four? Savings, earnings, okay, survival. Animals are also saving. You see some animals, they take some food and try to take it there. We see some bird coming here every day. It's I mean, actually our balcony is a mini, what should I say, maternity hospital. We had 6 deliveries in our balcony, pigeon deliveries. So we had a pigeon net because of 6 deliveries happened. So we had a pigeon net. Now there is a small bird which will fit into the net, has come inside and started our family. I don't know whether they had twins or one baby, I don't know, but there is a baby there. So animals are also doing the savings, right, in a different way. So Shastra is asking us this question: how are we different from the animals? Is there any difference between us and animals or not? Any other thoughts? Anybody feels that we are different from the animals? Please. Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah, human beings have this choice of who we are, why are we here, what are we doing things right, and kind of things. Yeah, to a certain extent, that kind of intelligence is there in animals also. They also defend, right? Now, if something suddenly is happening, they know that there is a danger there, they got to run away and kind of things. Animals also have certain kind of reflections. Yeah. So now let us answer what there is a shloka in Mahabharata which is answering this question. How are we different? Ahara nidra bhayam maidunam cha samanya yetat pashubirnaranam dharmo hi eko adhiko vishesho dharmena hina pasuhi samana. Mahabharata is answering the question to this last 10 minutes, whatever we are discussing. So many of you, I'm sure you can understand Sanskrit by certain words and kind of things, but we will also discuss a little bit. So ahara nidra bhayam maidunam cha samanya etat pashubir naranam. This is common between pashu and human beings. Dharmo hi eko adhiko vishesho. Dharma is the only one which makes human beings different from the all other living beings. Dharmena hina pasuhi samana. In case we take human birth, but if we don't follow dharma, what is dharma? We'll discuss. If we don't follow dharma or we don't contemplate, then pasuhi samana. We are as equal to animals. Please forgive me for making this statement that Shastra is saying that if we don't do anything more than eating, sleeping, mating, defending, we are as equal to animals. I am not saying it. Don't get angry with me. Right? This is what our Shastras are saying. So the meaning is, of course, can one of you read Lakshmi, Aishwarya? Can you read this meaning?
Establish the relationship. Otherwise, any human being does not attempt to learn to life is considered to be.
So basically, it's telling that these four propensities are there in everything. One extra thing is to establish the relationship with the God. In other words, only difference between humans and animals is we can train in the science of spirituality. For example, can I call 10 donkeys or 10 dogs and say, can we discuss Bhagavad Gita this evening? No. But I can request all of you say, can you come? Can we talk about Bhagavad Gita? And I'm sure many of you show interest and say, come, let's sit and talk about Bhagavad Gita. Let's try to understand what is Veda Vyasa tell to us or what did Krishna said to us kind of thing. We'll try to understand. This is possible only with the human beings. It's only the reflection is, are we focusing on this aspect or not is only reflection, right? So let's contemplate. I mean, I would request you to, whenever you see a flashing point, just take it and try to contemplate it. Now the question comes at dharmo hi eko adhiko vishesho, right? What is dharma? There are different definitions of dharma. One people say ujjoga dharma. I am going to a job. I have to take care of my job carefully. I am being paid, so I need to do that job. Then vyapara dharma. Another person says I'm doing business. I need to do business ethically to the best possible manner. I need to earn money and kind of things. Ethically or not is it's up to people, but generally. There is a patni dharma. Wife, let's say homemaker or a wife will say, I need to take care of my husband, wife, children, family. I need to work towards them and all. Pati dharma. Husband would say, I need to take care of my family. I need to earn money. I need to do that and kind of things. So like that, there are so many dharmas, right? That dharma keeps changing. For example, there is a person, let's say I have a ujjoga dharma. I have to take care of my job. Let's say I leave my job and I'm working, I'm just sitting at home. Do I have ujjoga dharma anymore? No, there's no ujjoga dharma. I don't need to take care of that one. I'm doing some business. I take it in the hand. Is that better? I'm moving it too much. Okay. So for example, vyapara dharma. I'm doing vyapara. But now I decided to change that vyaparam and stop. It's not doing well. I want to change that to job. Automatically, my vyapara dharma changed to ujjoga dharma. There is a single lady who is not married. She has certain dharma as a putrika. Maybe she need to listen to her parents. As a student, she need to study well and kind of thing. Now she's got married. So then there is a patni dharma like that. These dharmas are continuously changing from position to position. Anything which is changing is not permanent. We all understand, right? Basic common sense. Anything which is changing is not permanent. So what is permanent dharma? Srimad Bhagavatam is answering that one. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, it's saying, Savai pumsam paro dharma yato bhaktiradhokshaje ahaituki apratihata yayatma suprasidhati. So the definition of dharma is the supreme occupation dharma of entire humanity, not just one person. of entire humanity is to attain loving devotional service unto the Lord. That means to have bhakti for the Lord is the dharma, which is eternal. And such bhakti should be unmotivated. Unmotivated means not having too many desires asking the Lord, and uninterrupted. It's not like Monday I go to the temple, 15 days rest. Or it's like that. Then, if we do that bhakti to the Lord with unmotivated, without desires, and continuously, that will give the permanent happiness. To a large extent, this is the answer of all the problems. Today, we are going to talk a lot about problems. We spoke about problems. We are going to speak some more problems, but this is the final answer. Let us reflect on it. For example, husband and wife are there. So can the husband say, I will say I love you once a year, or every Sunday only I love you. Rest of the times I don't love you. Do we consider that as a good love? No. We expect that a wife expects or a husband expects all the time need to be loved. Similarly, children, they want all the time to be loved. Similarly, in terms of expectations.
Done. It's done.
I would request some of you to just go on.
Good job.
1 second.
Flower.
1 second.
Flower.
Yeah. Okay. So again, is there a love between family, or is it always with expectations? Yes, there are expectations in a family, but if the love is always expressed to the expectation, sometimes you won't feel that happiness, right? But if there is love expressed without expectations, there is more happiness. So the same thing is now saying that instead of focus towards the human relationship and kind of things, the love has to go towards the God. That will give the final satisfaction is what Srimad Bhagavatam is telling. And Srimad Bhagavatam is considered as a authority of the Shastras. Srimad Bhagavatam is called as a spotless Purana. That means nobody can find any fault in the Srimad Bhagavatam. If there is any scripture which holds good not only in this planet, in all the planets, in all the universes, we'll talk about it step by step and kind of things. Srimad Bhagavatam is considered as an authority everywhere. So this is what is the basically solution which Shastras are telling. Loving God, uninterrupted and unmotivated. Unmotivated we discussed when we start the session. Not just going with the checklist of list of things which asking God every day morning, I want this, I want this, I want this. Okay, Balaji, if you give me this business, this much profit, I will give you 10%. If I don't get the profits, I will change the God. Next week, I will try to follow another God because I've asked Balaji, he's not giving me this one. So next week, my God is Ganesha. I will follow Ganesha for 3 months. If he is not listening to my this one, I will move to his father. I will go to Shivji. If Shivji is also not listening, after 6 months, I will move to his wife, Parvati ji. So what we are trying to do is, please don't mind, I was also doing like this. What we are doing is in one way it is called business with the God. You give me, I give you this one. So Krishna is saying, so long as you do, Krishna is saying, so long you do business with me, you are coming to me for business, right? Okay, you are coming to me to ask me something, I'll give you that one. But I'll not give you knowledge. I'll not give you bhakti because you're asking me only, I want this, I want that. If you come to me for bhakti or knowledge, I'll give you that one. That's what Krishna is saying. So let's move on. Padma Purana tells that there are so many living beings. Yeah. 9 lakh species of aquatics, water-based animals. There are 9 lakh species. Maybe we might know 10, 15, 100 of them, but there are 9 lakh species, types. There are 20 lakhs types of trees and plants, 11 lakhs types of insects and reptiles, and 10 lakhs types of birds, and 30 lakhs types of animals, and 4 lakh species of human beings. These are not the actual number of living beings. For example, we take a mosquito. I'm sure in Kajagod itself we'll have 10 million. So we are just talking about types. Then Shastras are saying that the human birth is very, 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 very rare. So these are totally 84 lakh species of all living beings. So Shastras are saying that if all of us are given this human body, we should first feel fortunate that we are being given this human body. We should feel thankful to the God. Now you have given me the human body. I went through so many bodies. I was a Doma, Chima, all kinds of things. Finally, now I got a human body. What should I do now? So that is what Krishna is telling. Now we need to start reflecting. Having given me human body, is there anything more than ahara nitra bhayam maithanam cha? Is what is the question for today? Is what is the point which we need to cement in our mind to reflect upon? So yes, the plants and animals are ex-humans, and most of the humans will be plants and animals again in the future. So I don't know how many of you believe in the rebirth. Any of you don't believe? Okay, everybody believes rebirth. So it is mostly all the pious people are here. So I don't need to struggle hard to convince you that there is rebirth. Then many of you believe in the karmic principles, karma philosophy. Is there anybody who don't believe in the karma philosophy? Okay, so you're making my life easy. Anybody online? Any one of you don't believe in the rebirth? If you don't believe in the rebirth, put it in the chat. We will talk again on that. Or if you don't believe in the karma philosophy also, just say don't worry, just put that one. So let's continue going. So what is the human intelligence given? So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Buddhi Yoga, Buddhi Yoga. Buddhi, he has given us the intelligence. So what is intelligence for? Right? Bhagavad Gita in 2.49, so there is a sloka where if you don't do certain things, you are called as a krupana. Krupana means miser. Krupana means miser. In 2.49, Krishna says that if you are working only for yourself, always for your satisfaction, you are like a miser. What does misers do? They don't give any charity. All the money they accumulate and just put it for themselves. No, they don't want to give to anybody, even a penny they don't want to give. Right? But so Krishna is saying, if you are working for yourselves all the time, for your happiness, for your family happiness, I will call you as a krupana. Again, I did say Krishna is saying that one. So if Krishna is saying, we should accept it, right? He's saying that you are a miser. So he's saying that if you are working for me, in the sense like Krishna is saying that if you are working for me, then I will say you are an intelligent person. But if you are working for yourselves only all the time, 24/7, thinking about mam mameti, nenu na kutumbam, if you are thinking about that one, Krishna is saying you are like a miser. So Krishna is asking us, please apply your intelligence and start thinking beyond the conception. Because we respect the family relationships, husband and wife, children, and all kinds of things. But this body is temporary. We were also talking about sometime dharma. Like, for example, Patni Dharma. I am now born as a man. But in my next life, if I'm born as a woman, I'll have a different dharma. Or if I'm born as an animal, I'll have a different dharma. So this is when dharma keeps changing when you change your bodies. But what keeps constant is knowing about Krishna. That is life after life after life. And one more important thing is spiritual knowledge is a journey which will continue life after life after life. If many of you have come here either to be in person or to listen online, it is because you have done some piety before, you have done some journey before, you have studied some Bhagavad Gita before, that has pushed from your heart to attend this session, not just our WhatsApp message. Our WhatsApp message is just very simple, asking you to come and kind of thing. But Krishna within your heart is telling, please go to this session. I know on a Saturday evening we can do 150 different things. But if you still chose to keep them aside and come and listen to Bhagavad Gita, so that's a great blessing, right? Material education. For example, you take a Harvard professor. He has done, let's say he has done 5 PhDs. He has 100 patents filed in his name, right? 70-year-old man. He has got a lot of respect, all kinds of things. Everybody sees him, wanted to take a selfie with him, and all kinds of a great personality. Let's say he dies at some point in time, 80 years, 90 years, 100 years, he dies. In his next life, when he is again born as a human being, let's say Krishna has given him as a human birth, he has to start again, A for apple, B for ball. Is that right? He cannot say in my past life I am a Harvard professor. I directly wanted to go to the Harvard. Now I work for Harvard for 30 years. Now I want to go to Stanford and again work on that advanced artificial intelligence or something. He cannot say that. Right? His mother or father will say, Chupaito, what are you talking nonsense? Say A for apple, B for ball. That means life starts again like that. Whereas spiritual education is like we will start where we left. If in the last life, I just give it a very simple way to understand. Let's say in our last life, we reached a 20%. Let's say 100% means we are reaching to the God, we are going to Vaikuntha. Let's say in our last life, we reached a 20%. This life, we start from 20.01%. We don't start again from zero. Let's say this life, we worked hard and we pushed ourselves to 40%. Next life, we start from 41.01%. We don't start from zero. Material education, A for apple, B for ball. How many times we take birth? Wherever you are born, A for apple, B for ball will be there. Even though if you are born 2000 times, we have to start from there. But spiritual education continues where we left. So this is a very, very important thing. Some of you might be thinking, what is the benefit I get by attending these classes? Why should I waste time? These thoughts also might generally come to my mind. I have other important things to do. Why should I come and waste my time? These things. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayato mahato bhaya. Any small endeavor done to learn spirituality is never wasted. Never wasted. Krishna himself is telling, nothing is wasted. Whatever little effort you are doing, I'll remember. For example, you cook a prasad today evening. What's your favorite, Mataji? Kesari. Okay, you cooked kesari with a lot of love and offered it to Krishna today. So today is 30th September 2023, right? After 1 year, I ask you, what did you make on 30th September 2023 to Krishna? What would you say? I made something, but you will not remember. But Krishna, after 100 lives also, you'll remember, on 30th September 2023, in your life, you made kesari for me, evening 7:35, you offered me with tulsi. He'll remember that. Is there anybody who will remember that life after life? Any help we do to any people, will anybody remember it? Right? After some time, people will forget about it. But Krishna is telling, Salpam apyasya dharmasya trayato mahato bhaya. Nothing is getting wasted. I will ensure that life after life, I am taking care of you. He will remember that one. So we discussed about it. Next important thing is, so Krishna has given us the human intelligence. So what is this human intelligence for? Human intelligence is for us to understand three important things. What is good, what is bad for us. I know good and bad are debatable, relative to people, time, place, circumstances, and kind of things. They are debatable, but definitely Shastra explains what is good and what is bad. And Shastra is also telling us to discriminate what is permanent and what is temporary. Right? Many times we get carried away by the temporary things. And there is an expression today, right? We are supposed to use things and love people. But what we do? We love things and use people. That is what is happening. We love our phone more than a family member. Or we love our car more than a family member, kind of a thing which happens. So that is what we are trying to do. So we just need to understanding. Once we understand Shastra, Shastras are not for the sake of like a tick in the box. I attended 6 Bhagavad Gita classes. No, they are for our own internal reflection to understand. And after applying the Shastra, Shastra is like a litmus test, no? And then start applying to our day-to-day situations. So you understood this session. Next, you face a practical situation, you start applying it. So is it permanent or is it temporary? So do I need to run around so much for a temporary thing, or do I need to start working something towards a permanent thing? Right. So we all pay EMIs for our house, right? EMIs we pay every month to our house. So Krishna is asking us to pay EMI for us to reserve a house in Goloka Vrindavana, in Vaikuntha. He's asking us every life, pay your EMI. I will hold it. And Krishna is ready to give 300% interest. Basically like zero loan, zero interest loan with 300% returns. There's no better investment than investing in the God. All other investments, maybe mutual funds, something else, real estate is giving 100%. But Krishna is ready to give 300% or 1000%. So that's what Krishna is telling. So freedom. Many of us thinks that having a habit is like a freedom. But actually, if we contemplate, habits are not really like a freedom. Actually, like they are like a bandhana. For example, let's take a small thing, chai, having a cup of tea. If you don't have a cup of tea in the morning or a cup of coffee in the morning, nothing works. Life looks like, it is almost like invoking a third world war. If the coffee do not come on the time, it's like invoking a third world war. Why my coffee did not come? So just reflect on it. Is the coffee is a freedom or is it a bandhana? It's like holding us. It's holding us. We think that it's like a freedom, but actually, if we think that it's freeing up from stress, but actually, without that, we are in big mess. So I was like that some years ago. Now I mean, now coffee is no more an attachment for me now, or a chai is no more an attachment for me. Without coffee, also my morning is still normal. I don't need to shout at my wife if the coffee is not coming on time, right? So let's move on. So what is the goal of the human life? So human life goal is basically not to waste this rare opportunity to live like other living beings. That's the first point. Question without hesitation. So we need to ask questions. You know our Vedas, and they all start saying that Atato Brahma Jignasa. Jignasa means enthusiastic. Atato Brahma Jignasa. Our Vedas and all start with this question. Therefore, what does it mean? So, have you seen all scriptures are like conversations? Bhagavad Gita is a question and answer book between Krishna and Arjuna, right? Srimad Bhagavatam is again a question and answer between Sukadev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj, Maitreya Muni and Vidura. There are so many Upanishads between Munis and their children. Every Upanishad is like a conversation. Somebody asks a question, one senior person answers that one. So, actually, some religions say blindly believe what we say. The greatness of Sanatana Dharma says, don't need to blindly believe. There is a statement, there is rebirth. For example, Krishna says that Jatasya Hidruvo Mrityu. That means everybody living being has to die. And then they have to take birth again. Like there is every statement in Bhagavad Gita. After so much of research, you can still come to the same conclusion. Today, there are some foreigners, we'll talk about it when we talk in the fourth session, death and other things kind of thing. Krishna is saying that you will come back to the same conclusion even though you do millions of years of research kind of thing, right? But Sanatana Dharma is giving us a choice that we have to apply our logic, ask questions, go to a learned person, learn from him, ask questions, and then be firm in that answer and then start implementing in our life. Another important thing is apply intelligence to beliefs. For example, we have so many beliefs which we follow every day. But we kind of blindly follow because our grandmother said, our father said, and kind of things. We try to follow so many things in our home. Maybe we can take a small example. Why do we say when we go to a temple, we just need to sit for 1 second? What we do? We go to the temple, take darshan, sit for 1 second, and we'll immediately run away. Does anybody know why Shastras say that we need to sit for a second or sit for a minute in temple? Anybody knows? What we also do, what I was also doing is, time ho gaya. No, wait, I need to sit for 1 second. Sit, acha, ho gaya, ritual ho gaya, tick ho gaya, abhi gaadi nikalo, now we can go home, kind of a thing. You know, earlier, temples were the Vedic education institutions. Schools, Gurukul system was also teaching about Shastras. Temples, the Brahmanas of the temple, Brahmajnanis, they are supposed to teach Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Ramayana, Mahabharata, and so many things. So earlier days in the temples, every day there used to be a Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam class. So we are supposed to sit there for half an hour, listen, and then go. Not just take darshan. You have to take darshan. You have to take Charanamrita of the God. You have to take some prasad. You have to sit there and listen for half an hour. Then something will go into the mind. All these 4 things will work. That is the reason they say you have to sit in the temple. But how many temples today teach Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam? No. In the whole Hyderabad, maybe few temples we see that something is happening. And if something is happening, we will make sure that we'll run away. We'll not even look at that side. Bhagavad Gita class going on means, why is Satya again calling us Bhagavad Gita? Please come, please come, please come. He's boring. Next day, I'm sure in the next 1 week, when some people see me in the walking path, they will try to avoid me and go the other side. Because if Satya sees me, he will say, please come to the Bhagavad Gita class. So some people next 1 week, I have decided not to go down, because if I go down, they will try to avoid me. So that is what is going to happen. That is the practical reality. So like that, there are so many examples. I can take one more example. Like Kalto cheapin tannagoddu antar. Like you have a jadu at home. Everybody says, don't kick that jadu with your leg. Right? My mother told me, my grandmother told me. We also followed that one. We will ensure that the jadu, and some people say jadu is Lakshmi Devi. Right? That That one is a broomstick is Lakshmi Devi. If broomstick is Lakshmi Devi, why is it outside? Why is it not inside the altar? Why are we not giving Arati and offering Prashadam every day morning? Right? So do we know the answer? Why we should not kick a jadu? Anybody knows the answer? Let me explain. Let me explain the answer. You know what the Shastras say that one? What is the most low value item in the entire house? Can you think of it? What is the most low value item where there is not much of a respect or value for it? Is the jadu. It's not much of an use, no? Use it for 5 minutes and keep it at that corner, that kind of thing. That is the most low valued, low respected item in the house. Even that one you should not kick with your leg. That is the understanding from the Shastra. You should not kick even the low valued, low respected item in your head. That means if you are not supposed to even kick that one, that means everybody need to be respected. That is what Shastras are telling. But all what we know is broomstick is Lakshmi Devi. We should not kick it. And anybody will keep Lakshmi Devi outside like that. So these are so many misconceptions we are carrying from ages. I know certain extent we have to believe what our elders telling, but certain extent we also need to ask the logical questions, try to understand the reasoning, and then our faith becomes strong and strong. Am I making sense? Is it all clear? Is it very boring? It's little boring? No? Boring to certain extent? Huh? Is it all right? Okay, thank you. So online team who are all there, are you okay connecting or are you feeling boring or you are already fallen asleep?
It's good. It's good.
It's all right? Helpful? Okay, thank you. Let's continue. Similarly, I said that we need to ask the questions and understand. But whom to ask the questions? Today, the biggest guru is Google. Right? Google is the biggest guru. Ideally, on the Guru Purnima day, we need to do Arati for Google.com. Because any question we have, whether it's a health issue or anything, technology, anything, even astrology, we just go to Google and start asking questions. So, Shastras are saying that we need to go and ask the right person, right authority, not Tom, Dick, and Harry in a simple way. We cannot just ask anybody what is the right thing to do. That's why many doctors say that one, no? Have you consulted Google? If you have consulted, please don't come to me. Right? I've seen one nice advertisement. If you have already consulted Google, then your fees is double. Or don't come to me, like that I've seen in one hospital. You are a doctor. So you understand that one. So it's like that. So we need to start understanding what is the right authority. In the next few weeks, we'll also understand what is the right authority. Should we listen from anybody or from whom we should listen? That's what we'll also try to understand. For example, we try to join our children in good schools, right? Either a CBSE education or an ICSE or IB or Cambridge or kind of thing. So if somebody comes and says fees is only 10%, fees is only like 500 rupees per month, best school, you have AC buses, AC classes, all kinds of things, but syllabus is XYZ syllabus or Satya syllabus. Will you join your children in that school? No. You don't want to join because you don't feel that that's an authority. If it is CBSE, even though it's a new school started last month, you will accept it and join your children because you know that they are following a certain method. But what's happening today's world is we are not trying to understand who is the authority and we are trying to follow anybody and everybody and sometimes wasting our life. Right? When there is Gita, when Krishna is saying that I am Bhagavan, I am there, when he's saying that we clearly the 200 rupees book is giving all answers, we don't want to read that, but we want to search that same answer, trying to find out the same thing from anybody and everybody. Let's move on. So inquire and get the answers from the authority. Otherwise, we will be considered as Krupana. So Krishna is saying, if you don't try to understand who am I, who am I, why do you need a guru, why death happens, is there rebirth, what is karma philosophy, what is karma yoga, what is jnana yoga, what is bhakti yoga, how do we come out of these practical challenges, what makes you happy all the time, what is Vaikuntha, what is your relationship with God. If you don't understand any of this one, please don't mistake me, even though you are the best PhD person, it's still considered as a Krupana. That means you are not making the best use of your intelligence. So Krishna is saying that you need to put forward these questions. And all these questions are answered in our Shastras. All questions are answered. Let's continue. So we just talked about this one. So why am I always looking for happiness? Yeah. What is stopping me from being happy? Why are problems coming to me? What are the real problems of life? How do I solve the problems? All these are questions which are coming from the Gita. So Gita has fundamentally 5 elements. There are 5 fundamental elements we can understand from Gita, which is basically like Ishvara, about God, Kala, about time, Prakriti, about the nature, Jiva, about us, and Karma, about action. These are the 5 things Gita will explain very, very clearly. Kala, Karma, Prakriti, Jiva, Ishvara. Can we say it again once? Kala, Karma, Prakriti, Jiva, Ishvara. These are the 5 things Gita will explain very clearly over the 700 slokas in the Gita. We'll try to understand them. For example, Jiva. Chapter 2 talks about soul, very clearly about the Jiva. Right? There are many chapters talking about Ishvara, who is God, Vibhuti Yoga, Vishwarupa Sandarshana Yoga. There are many yogas which talk about this one. Then there is Karma Yoga, which talks about your actions and kind of thing. Then Kala, Krishna says, I am time, Aham Kalosmi. He talks about it. Prakriti, nature, modes of material nature. We'll try to understand all these things over a period of this nice PowerPoint presentations. We'll try to understand all these 5 concepts. And how to understand them? Krishna is saying that don't blindly believe anything. You ask questions. But Krishna is saying that Tatvitti Pranipatena Pariprashnena Sevaya Upadekshanti Te Jnanam Jnaninas Tattvadakshina. So Krishna is basically saying that ask all the questions, but ask with humility. Ask with an inquiry attitude. I wanted to learn. Don't ask with a challenging attitude. What do you know? All what you are telling is bakwas. It's not like that. Krishna is saying that ask with a submissive way, humble way, with an interest to learn, then you will get the all answers. Any guru we go, whoever guru we choose, we have to ask them with the humility, not with the challenging mode. Then we'll get all the answers. So we'll try to understand all these 5 aspects. Now we'll talk about problems of life. So I'm sure this is a topic which can be like never ending. What do you think are the problems of life? Exams is your big problem. Right now you are writing half-yearly exam, I know. And you are passing that stress to all of us as well. Right? What are the other problems of life we foresee? No problems? Everybody's happy. Any problems? పిల్లలు చదువులు పెళ్లిళ్ళు మనవరాళ్ళు డైపర్లు అన్ని సమస్యలే. Any other problems you are seeing?
Survival.
Survival. Okay. Yeah, every day there is a threat. Survival is a challenge. Any other problems? I see majority don't have problems. Stephen sir? Exactly. Life is unpredictable. మనం ఒకటి అనుకుంటే ఇంకోటి జరుగుతుంది. We wanted to have something. We plan our day so carefully. We plan our week, year. Right? Exactly opposite will happen. తాను ఒకటి తెలిస్తే దైవం ఒకటి తెలిచాడు అంటారు కదా అట్లా. So problem could be anything. Problem could be మనం అనుకున్న జరగకపోవడం is a problem. Right? Your expectations not being fulfilled is a problem. All these are problems. Like Smita said, exams is a problem. But after 10 years, is that a problem? Once you start working, is that a problem? She will have a different setup. It's no more, exam is not a problem. So all these problems are a problem, but they are temporary. And what is problem to you may not be problem to me, right? One of you have a health problem. Maybe I may not have that one. One of us might have a financial problem. Another person might not have a financial problem. One person might have a relationship problem. Another person might be having beautiful, happy relationships. So problems are innumerable, but are they real problems? We consider them as the big thing. We consider every small problem as such a big thing, kind of thing. I've seen recently, I was reading a news. Somebody committed a suicide because they did not get a IIT seat or they did not get a medicine seat. As horrible as father did not give pocket money, one child committed suicide. Right? So, are there real big problems in life? Is that worth to commit a suicide? No. But for that little age, for that 17-year-old boy or 18-year-old boy, probably they don't have that maturity to understand what is the real problem of life. That's why everybody says open Gita. If you open Gita, then that not getting IIT seat is not end of life. Or not getting that nice car is not end of life. Not getting promotion is not end of life. Right? They're all problems, I understand. We are all human. I also have certain problems and kind of things. Right? So what does Shastra tell about the real problems? Let us try to understand what is the real problem. Yeah, we all understood some problems. I know if we spend another 1 hour, I'm sure we can discuss about a million problems. Each one of us, if I give you one white paper and ask you to write down problems, we'll write down front page, back, and say, can you give me one more paper? Because this is not enough. That many problems all of us have. But if I say, I'll give you one paper and say, write all the good things in your life, we'll wait for 1 hour to think. If I say problem, we'll write. If I say, what are the good things in your life, we'll wait so much to think. What is so great about it? Everybody have a flat. I also have a flat. Everybody has a wife. I have wife. Everybody have children. I also have a children. All of us have a job. I also have a job. So what is so great about it? What we don't have will be big. What we have will be small. This is one major reason for the problem. We'll understand that. So when I say real problems, because we are trying to go scientifically, right? When I say real problem, we need to also start thinking, what is the criteria to understand what is a real problem? So again, the criteria is, there are 3 criteria. It is everyone's problem. It is everyone's problem. All of us should face it. Sometime back we discussed, if somebody is having a financial problem, other person may not have it. Somebody has a health problem, another person may not have it. So Shastra, Bhagavad Gita is telling that the definition is all of us should have that problem. Now let's start thinking, what is that problem all of us have it? Right? No one wants it. Is there anybody who says, I want this problem? Every day, I mean, whenever we take tirtha, what is the prayer we do? Vina dainyena jeevitam. Like that we say that, no, amana cheyi eppudu kinda undakoodadu. Akasmika marana undakoodadu. This is the kind of prayer we make every time. Right? No one wants it. No one can avoid it. When the problem comes, you cannot avoid. This is the definition of what is a permanent problem. Now, can you apply this definition and think what is the permanent problem? It's everybody's problem. Andarki unnadi. No one wants it. Evarki voddu. No one can avoid it. We have to just blindly accept it. What do you think is a problem which will fit to these 3 definitions? Death. Okay. Good. Anything else? Corruption. Okay, corruption is a societal problem, but there are many countries which are having least corruption as well, right? Any other problems? Sorry, I'm not able to make as interactive as possible because of the online and people here. It's little challenging. Otherwise, I generally make it like a lot of questions and asking people to answer and kind of things rather than like a one-way dialogue. I really wanted to do like that one. Anybody online? You have any? What do you think? Which will go through this definition of 3 times. Meanwhile, just think through.
No, we are sorry, sir. We are normal people. Since morning, we look for like milk. If milkman is not there, we have problem. If servant is not there, we have a problem. So everything we look into is a problem.
Understand.
It's nothing goes smoothly.
Good. I think one lady in the online, one Mataji said important thing. Servant do not come on time. Biggest problem on earth. Servant don't come. Yeah, it's actually most men try to avoid the house when the servant don't come on time because the wife becomes extremely sensitive. That half an hour is like better to go into some other room and do some chanting or do some other work or read Gita or something like that, or make sure that the servant comes on time, right? So one lady said here, not getting milk on time, because if you don't get milk on time, you don't get your chai. If you don't get your chai, your brain doesn't work, right?
Satya
Your brain
garu,
doesn't work. Chappandi.
Rebirth is a big problem.
Rebirth is a big problem. Okay.
It's a cycle. We can't avoid it.
We can't avoid. Okay. Great. Okay. So now let's go to what the Shastras are telling that one. So 4 real problems are explained in the Bhagavad Gita. So when I am also looking at this Gita, I was also surprised that everything is there in the Gita. Whatever we are contemplating, answers are there in the Gita, right? Means so I also, it took some time for me to understand that everything is in the Gita. We never opened it, so we never know. So in Gita, 13th chapter, verse 9, it says, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi Dukkha Dosha Anu Doshanam. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. These are the 4 big problems. So what are the 4 things? Janma is birth. Mrityu is death. Vyadi is disease. Jara is old age. These are the 4 things. It goes back to this definition. It is everybody's problem. No one wants it. No one can avoid it. All other problems do not fit into this criteria. Whether it's a financial problem, promotion problem, getting late, servant not coming on time, milkman not coming on time, my property value has come down. All these so many samasyas which we are facing from morning till night, and we see them with a compound microscope and make ourselves mad, and we go and feed the psychiatrists. We do all kinds of things. But the real problems are these 4. Did anybody till now, until you attended this session, did we ever think about that these are the 4 real problems? I know if in a family some death happens, it really causes so much of pain. I can understand that one. But did we ever think that these are the 4 real problems? So let us contemplate and try to understand. But you might be thinking, why is it a problem? It's such a happy moment for the family, right? It's such a happy moment for the mother and father when the new little baby is born. How sweet it is to hold that baby, and so nice to go through every moment and all kinds of things. But birth is a problem because the baby in the 9 months, it undergoes tremendous problem. Upside down for 9 months. Whatever mother eats some nice spicy food, it affects the baby. All kinds of things. So many microorganisms and other kind of things, they will be stinging the baby body inside the mother's stomach. We all see the pregnancy and other things as a like wonderful time, I agree. But the baby inside is going through hell, if I can say that. That baby is praying, when will I come out? That is the prayer of the baby. It's going through so much pain. And how the baby transforms month after month, all these things, hands will come, legs comes, limbs are formed, eyes will form, all these things our scientists found out recently. But millions of years ago, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the conversation between Kapila Muni and his mother Devahuti, right? The whole thing of what happens in your mother's womb is explained week by week, month by month. What changes happens are there in the Srimad Bhagavatam. But we think that only scientists have found this one. At that time, millions of years ago, there is no ultrasound. None of the equipments are there. But Bhagavatam clearly explains week after week what happens in Mother's Day. So birth looks like very easy, nice thing, but it's tremendously painful to the baby inside. You know, some babies are blessed to remember the past life. Not every baby remembers the past life. Due to some kind of facilities, some babies remember the past life and they make a prayer. Babu, ఈసారి నన్ను కనుక వదిలేస్తే నేను మళ్ళీ పుట్టను. Babies think, if you allow me to come out safely now, I will not take birth again. This life, I will dedicate my life to the God and I will not take birth again. They make the resolution inside the stomach. But as soon as the baby comes out, he or she forgets everything. Again, ahara nidra bhayam maidunamcha. Starts happily eating, sleeping, enjoying school, education, exams, whole life, wedding, again their children. This continues life after life after. At some point of time, you die and again take a birth. This chakra is continuing like morning to night, morning, afternoon, evening, night, morning, afternoon. This Kala chakra is running every day. Similarly, this birth, death, old age disease is continuing everywhere. Disease, we don't need to talk about it. Everybody understands the pain. A small cut happens, we understand the pain, and all the way to a huge problem like a cancer or burns of the body and all kinds of things. Like we cannot imagine what kind of pain it is a human being is undergoing and their whole family. If one person is so sick, the whole family is like negative environment, very sad and kind of things. We don't need to talk about it. Old age, I'm seeing my father, he's 85 years old now. I'm seeing him practically every day, what all challenges he's facing, right? So old age is a big problem. All of us, see, the greatness of Maya is that we all think that whenever we look into the mirror, whether we are 20, 30, 40, 50, we all think that we will be like this only throughout our life. That is a Maya. We see old people, we see people dying, but we think that that's not going to happen to me. That is the sadness or the practical challenge that one. We go to a death someplace, we feel sad for them, we talk about it and come back home. And we forget that it might happen to me in future. So what do I need to do before that one? We don't think about it. So old age we spoke, death we spoke. Actually, once there was a conversation between Yudhishthira and Dharmaraja. He asked, what is so surprising to you? And, sorry? Sorry. Dharmaraja and who's Yamadharmaraja and Yudhishthira. Sorry, my mistake. The conversation goes between them. He asked, what is the real surprise to you? What is the most surprising factor to you? He says, everybody knows that other person is going to die, but he will think that he will not die. He will live for 1200 years or 2500 years. That is the most surprising thing to me, he says. So you're thinking, why is this person calling me home and talking about death? Such a bad topic you are talking about it. I came here to learn something new. He said the topic is happiness. But till now, he did not speak anything about happiness. He's always talking about that problem, this problem, and he's talking about death. Next week, I'm not going to come. I will exit the group. So this is what our human mind says, right? So, but let's understand it. They say that entire life is a preparation, death is the examination. Because if there is no death, we are going to live for 10,000 years, 20,000 years. If there is no old age, we will be always like Shah Rukh Khan, always like Mahesh Babu, very handsome throughout the life, and no disease happens. Then do we need to think about spirituality? Do we need to think about Krishna? No, whole life is happy. No? Whole life is happy. We are getting what we want to eat. We are getting money to live. We are going to live for unlimited number of years, right? And there's no problem. I'll never get old. Even at 150 years, I will be still going for my marathon running 51 kilometers. I don't need to worry about it. But these problems are there. So Shastras are telling, don't be too happy. Don't be overly excited and run around this little small happiness, because all these other happiness are temporary. Any happiness is temporary. So please focus on bigger things in life. So I said this statement, I'll repeat again. Shastras say that one, entire life is a preparation, death is an examination. So, like for example, children, throughout the year, they study for that one day or 1 or 2, 3 hours IIT exam, let's say. They might be preparing from 8th grade. Now they are starting from LKG. So LKG to IIT, 14 years of education for that 3 hours of exam. We are preparing like that. So death is also like that. Throughout the life, we need to see how do we ensure that whatever problems we are facing, how do we ensure that they don't get repeated again? We are all working towards our future, but we are not working towards life beyond the death. That is the important thing, right? So I'll just tell you one thing, very small thing about this birth, death, old age, disease. Not only human beings, animals, living beings. For example, you see sometimes in the winter, you see some insects, they come for 1 day or 2 days and they die. That 1 day insect also has birth, death, old age, disease. Right? That means that let's say that ant might be living for, that insect might be living for 1 day, let's say. In the morning it is born, by afternoon it is already reaching Yavanam, by evening it is reaching old age, and night it is going to die. So this is not an exception to only, this is not only to human beings, it's applicable to everybody. So this is what Shastras are asking us to recognize. So there are differences in terms of how different religions are teaching it, but almost every religion is finally coming to this conclusion that some religions don't believe in rebirth. Our Sanatana Dharma clearly talks about that there is rebirth and we have to prepare for that and kind of things. So the truth from Bhagavad Gita is every living being has to die. Which is the sloka? Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuh. We hear this sloka whenever some death happens. So for us, Bhagavad Gita means if somebody dies. Otherwise, we don't need Bhagavad Gita rest of the 364 days. This is our understanding. Generally, this was my understanding as well before. That Bhagavad Gita is only when somebody dies. Suddenly, you will play that cassette or YouTube or something, and then we'll forget about it next time when it is done. So we have to accept that fact. So let's move on. So death is a topic which nobody would want to talk about it. People think it is a negative topic. But in our ancient Shastras, people were explained about death at an early age itself. When they are little matured itself, they are explained saying that it can happen any time. So you need to be prepared for that one. You need to make use of the life. That knowledge is given to every people. Let's continue. We discussed about some problems, right? We discussed about 4 types of problems. Let's talk a little bit about some more kind of problems what we're having. So Durga Devi has a Trishula. Durga Devi is the in charge of the Bhautika Prapancha. Avada Chetula, she has Trisula. Those Trisula talks about the 3 kinds of problems which are there. Ajyatmika, Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika. Ajyatmika, Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika. Any problem can be categorized into these majorly 3 kinds of things. So Durga Devi is poking us with the Trishula all the time with one of these of the problem, telling this is not your permanent place. Vacate. Vacate. For example, we go in, let's say we go to a Goa, nice 7-star hotel. 7 days we are staying in the Goa. All beautiful facilities. Morning, nice breakfast, 150 items. Lunch again, 100 items. Dinner, there's spa. All nice things going on in the Goa holiday. After 7th day, that person will come and say, thank you very much, sir. Today is your last day, sir. What time you are checking out, sir? Will he say that or not? Huh? All 7 days, no questions. But when the 7th day comes, he's going to ask, sir, when are you vacating, sir? What time should I send you that person to pick up your luggage? He's going to say, right? So Durga Devi is, any questions? Audio is not coming. Sorry. Okay. Right. So Durga Devi is constantly reminding through the Trishula, these are the 3 kinds of problems. Come on, pack up your bags. This is not your permanent place. Don't work towards settlement here all the time. Start thinking about something else. Don't settle here. So Ajyatmika is basically the problems which are caused by our body and mind. Adi Bhautika is the problems created by the other people, other living beings. Adi Daivika are the problems created by the nature. These are the problems we see every day. So Ajyatmika problems are, actually if God given problems are 10, mind created problems are 990. So that's why if we have 1,000 problems, what God has given through karma is only 10. Rest 99% are created mostly by our own mind. Right? Everybody thinks I'm crazy. Nobody understands me. I am the most perfect person. I am perfect, but everybody is at problem. This is how we start seeing that. No, I am perfect. Everybody is imperfect. I am driving properly on the road. Everybody else is not driving properly on the road. I am trying to follow every virtues. Entire world is corrupted. I am trying to be the perfect man. This is how we start seeing things. Relationship problems. My wife doesn't understand me. My husband doesn't understand. All kinds of relationship problems. All kinds of things we are thinking about it. So because of this one, now 33% of the people in US go to a psychiatrist. India also now it is picking up. Psychiatrists are having more demand now because of all kinds of these problems which we are self-inflicted and self-created by the mind. Adi Bhautika. Adi Bhautika are basically like other living beings. I think we put some funny examples, but it could be like a snake or a threat coming up, all kinds of things, some thief, somebody trying to steal the money, somebody trying to take away something from you, all kinds of things are caused by other living beings. Even our neighbors, sometimes causing a lot of noise, one person living above, one person living down, causing, all these are problems created by our neighbors and kind of things. But on a funny note, society pressures. What is your son doing? Everybody is investing in coca pet. Have you not invested? You are wasting your life if you are not invested in coca pet. If you are not invested there, your life is gone. And we all get free advices from morning till night from everybody. The easiest thing is to give advice. No? We don't need to follow, right? So everybody is trying to give some free advices from morning till evening. So many kinds of problems are created everywhere. Even office, you're still working in the same company. You have not changed. Outside you, there is a 40% salary hike. You're wasting your time, man. Why are you still working for this company? Huh? And you didn't travel to US. Your life is wasted. You didn't travel to Europe. Why are you still working in Hyderabad? Suddenly that will start, and whole family is under full tension. You know, when do I go to US? When do I go to Europe? All kinds of things are there. So, is there anybody who says that there is no problem? Some people might say, I'm cool, I have no problem. After some time, he'll say, I hate my job, I hate my life, I hate my wife, I hate my home. All kinds of things start. If there is no problem, some mosquito will come and sting us and try to create a problem. So there is never a peaceful life. There is always something going on in the mind. Adhyatmika, Adibhautika, Adidaivika. Now let's talk about Adidaivika. Adidaivika are these big problems. Famines, earthquakes, tufan, all kinds of big problems. You know why are they caused? Because of the Ugra karma. Based on one person's karma, we suffer something. But collectively, whatever wrong things we are doing, that effect is called Ugra karma, which affects that whole place, or whole city, or whole country. That's called Ugra karma, as per the Shastra. So these kind of big problems happen. And none of them are in our control. Can we stop any of this natural calamity? No. So, why are we trying to understand all these things? Adi Bhautika, Adhyatmika, Adi Daivika. Why are we trying to understand all these problems? Because we are trying to understand the problems so that we can work towards a solution. The more we understand, I mean, there is an English expression, a well-defined problem is 50% solved. They say that no, if you have defined the problem very carefully, it is as good as like solved. So let us try to understand what is knowledge. Because with the knowledge, we are able to overcome some of our problems. So Srimad Bhagavatam, there is one very nice sloka. Dharma prochita kaitavotra paramo nirmatsaranam sanam vedyam vastavamatra vastu sivadam tapatrayonmulanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamunikrute Kimva Parairishvara Satyo Hrudi Avarudyate Vruddhihi Sushrushabhistakshana. So the most important point is Vedyam Vastavam Atra Vastu Sivatam. Vedyam Vastavam Atra Vastu Sivatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, as I said, is an answer to many solutions, many problems of life. Srimad Bhagavatam is telling that the highest truth is something which is distinguishing between illusion and reality. What is temporary, what is permanent? What is real, what is unreal? So whichever is the truth which is telling, which is exactly putting in front of us what is real, what is unreal, that is the highest truth. And that is the kind of knowledge. I know we are all learning better knowledge, sciences, political sciences, social sciences, medicine, languages, astronomical sciences, astrological sciences. Hundreds and hundreds of knowledge branches are there today in our world. And we are all trying to understand from LKG to PhD. We are trying to specialize in one knowledge, but without understanding of what is the real knowledge. Right? So let's move on. I know there is some chat. Maybe we'll see them at the end. Yeah. So there are 4 levels of intelligent people. What is the 4 levels of intelligence? Most intelligent people are who hear and understand. Cheppindi vini manaki follow ayipottam without applying our brain. Second level of intelligence is seeing and realizing. Choose telusukodam. Third level of intelligence is we undergo the problem and then realize. Fourth level of intelligence is we undergo, we forget, we again undergo, we forget, we again undergo. Go through that cycle. So let us categorize ourselves. Where do we belong? Are we most intelligent, less intelligent, even less intelligent, or worst intelligent? Where do we categorize? We don't need to tell the answer. You can put it in your heart. Where do we stand, kind of a thing. See, for example, there is a thief, right? He sees another thief getting caught. He'll think, Amma, from now onwards, I have to stop stealing. I mean, he hears, I think police are going to catch a thief, so he will not do any crime. Or he sees somebody else being caught, so he will take care. The third person is he's being caught by the police. Next time, Babu, I will not do anything. The fourth person is he's caught, he's put in the jail. He again comes out, does the theft, go back to the jail, come back, go back to the jail, come outside, go back. There is never an end. So this is kind of continuing. So Shastra is telling that, is defining intelligence as 4 levels of intelligence, saying that please assess yourselves where you are. If you are in the 4th category, start working towards the 1st category. The 1st category is hear and understand. If Shastra is telling that Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi are the 4 biggest problems, and the Adibhautika, Adhyatmika, these are 3 bigger problems in life, and the solution is taking shelter of God, accept it and move on. Start working towards it. It is, as I said, like sometime back in sciences and all, no, you always start with one proof. You make a statement, you do so much research and come back and prove that statement, right? In theorems, in mathematics and all kinds of things, we try to do like that one. So Bhagavatam, whatever is telling, whether we want to accept it as it is, or we wanted to find out, is it right or not for 50 lives or 60 lives or 70 lives, when you eventually we have to accept it. How long we are going to work on it is up to us. But eventually we have to start accepting at some point in time and say, done. The solution is take shelter of God. For example, I tell you this small story. Today, when it comes to sorry, somebody's asking any question? Okay, let's continue. See, in olden days, today when we are trying to create something new, everybody has their choice to create something new, whether it's a phone or technology or kind of thing. Whether is it useful or not, there's no person who is thinking. For example, artificial intelligence, AI is come now. That has got a huge impact, negative impact, there's a positive impact. But nobody says this has got a negative impact, you should not create it. Right? Atom bomb was created, there's a big negative impact, but it was allowed to be created and all. In olden days, there used to be a person called Darshanik in every village. You know what is the job of the Darshanik? He used to, Darshanik, the word itself is, he can have darshana. He can visualize the future and say, this new creation, is it beneficial to the society or not? If it is not beneficial, they would not approve that one. Even though it's a brilliant idea, it will be stopped. No, because it will not be beneficial. But now all of us have a freedom to do whatever we want, kind of a thing. So this is just one example. Any questions so far before we just move to the last leg? Any questions? Yeah. 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 True. See, there are 2 aspects to it. There is something working at a material level for our life and kind of thing, something at a spiritual level. Our life is like a railway line, 2 lines, parallel lines will keep going. One is our material life, one is our spiritual life. Material life, what you said is fine. I totally agree with you. You got to be creative. You need to think out of the box, you kind of thing. But in spiritual life, whether you are going to think out of the box, do anything, you will come back to the same conclusion. Because eventually, that is like a law written. For example, you take a small traffic rule. Whether you buy that book of traffic rules and read and understand it or not, or ask a friend, whatever it may be, if you are speeding beyond 120 kilometers on an ORR, there is a 1200 rupees penalty. That is there. That law is kind of established. But within that framework of law, you can do anything. So in a material intelligence, it's very important for us to apply our intelligence and try to be creative and do all kinds of things. But when it comes to the spiritual subjects, you can still be creative and all, but eventually you have to come and surrender and accept the truth coming from the just. So that is the point. So everything is like a 2 parallel lines, which you have to, what works here may not work there. What will work there will definitely work here. Kind of. Does that make sense? See, car example is like a material, but I'm trying to connect to the spiritual point of view that eventually there's a law, right? Similarly, laws of karma is there. For example, there is a student who is working extremely hard. He's very intelligent, who is extremely hard. He did all that work, but he still not got cracked that entrance exam. Somewhere, if for example, if you're a follower of the Gita, and if Krishna is saying that do your best and leave the result to me, and if you're a believer of principle of karma, that student won't commit suicide because he did not get an IIT seat. He might think that let me do something else which is good for me in my career. If you have a philosophical understanding. If you don't have a philosophical understanding, you think like that, why don't I get an IIT? Why? I deserve it. Why am I not getting it? I need to get it. That person has 100 crores property. I also need to have 100 crore property. That's it. This is what our material intelligence says that I need to deserve that one. But are we deserving from a philosophical point of view or not? We are not thinking from that perspective. Does that make sense? So connecting back to that law, once you understand the framework of law, like how there is a loss of land here, there are also laws of land for the whole universe. When God has created this universe, there are some laws, and we all need to work within that laws. Here we are talking this intelligence point of view is that here it is set from the perspective that the most intelligent is here and understand, means that one, don't waste your time life after life after life to agree what is written in the book. Accept what is written in the Gita so that you don't waste 100 lives from that perspective. Yeah. Otherwise, you might waste 100 lives to agree what is written in the Gita. You means, anybody can waste. Any questions online? Any speech? We just moved to the last 20 minutes or 15 minutes.
It's clear. I have no question.
Helpful. Thank you. So this is again a different topic, but I felt it is worth to discuss it here because today we are misguided. All of us are misguided. I took some time for me to do all the detour and come back to understand what is the right philosophy. See, today there is one philosophy saying that Jindagi na milegi dobara. Live life king size. Unnada ote Jindagi. Enjoy it. That is one kind of philosophy is telling. If you are a follower of that philosophy, if I am following that philosophy, I will not think about future. I will not think about consequences. I just think there is no next life. I just want to enjoy. I just want to do whatever I want. That is one kind of philosophy, which is like Charvaka Muni. That philosophy basically says that one, no, beg, borrow, or steal, but nahi nothing. From the olden days, beg, borrow, or steal. That means do whatever you want to enjoy. That is one kind of philosophy. Another philosophy is life is only to enjoy. We hear all these principles or philosophies in the society. When we are talking to the people, like when I was talking about Bhagavad Gita with one of my friends, he was telling that you are wasting your time talking about all these things. Enjoy your life. Why are you wasting your time? He said to me. I said, thank you. So there is one XYZ Baba. He says, whatever you want, you come to me, I'll give you. So there is some Bhagavan. Somebody who says, I am God, you are God, everybody is God. This is also, there are all these kinds of philosophies you hear when you talk to people. Everybody is God. Andar Devude. మనం దేవుడు అయితే మనం ఎందుకు ఇక్కడ ఉంటాం మనం ఎందుకు ఇన్ని కష్టాలు పడతాం why do we go through this problem some people say we are also God no we are not God so another philosophy says keep your mind eyes consciousness open believe in what comes your way you will experience God there are some people now who talk very nice beautiful English and say just watch this consciousness see everything happening you will experience God it is funny you will not experience God. Some people will say, look into the light for 1 hour, you will experience God. So different kinds of philosophies are floating today. We are talking about all these things saying that so that we are not misguided from that point of view. Our intention is not to find fault. So that we are not misguided, we are trying to follow what is written in Gita or something else rather than trying to follow some Tom, Dick and Harry. Yeah. So some person says, some Mata says, donate everything what you have to be, touch my feet, 25,000 rupees. So I will show you God. Some people will say like that. So for example, there's a new Baba in Kajagoda. Just a joke. There is no goal in life. because life is goal, goal, goal. Welcome to the goal yoga. So I am that Kajagoda. I'm trying to create this something new called goal yoga. So nowadays everybody is trying to create whatever philosophy that they want, and hundreds of thousands of people are just following that philosophy. For example, there is one, I don't want to take names. There is one person, they have a big ashram in Pune. They say that one, enjoy. Life is to only enjoy. Come to our ashram, enjoy. Drink as much as you want, do whatever you want, that is life. So, and some people who are wants that one will think that one we are doing the right thing and will go and join that ashram because he is trying to do what we want. But if I tell you these are all wrong things, next week I'll have only two people, my wife and my daughter. If I keep telling no, all these are mistakes, you should not do this one, we should not do this one, automatically we don't like it. But Shastra Chakshu means eyes of the Shastra is telling us what is right, what is wrong, please understand. Yeah. So basically nobody is talking about birth, death, old age, disease. What is the real problem? How do we get over all these problems? How do we come out of the cycle of birth and death, disease? How do we come to a stage of deathlessness? Nobody's talking. Everybody's talking about some time pass philosophy. They're taking some money, enjoy, coming out. People are trying to go to different ashrams, different philosophies, but core thing is not addressed. That is a practical difficulty. Okay, now let's talk about it. Happiness coming from the senses. Many people might be asking, what's wrong in enjoying? God has given me money, I will enjoy. Whatever I want, I will enjoy. If I don't have money, I can take EMI. Banks have created beautiful EMI so that you can buy anything. You can buy Mercedes Benz also by paying some 50,000 or 1 lakh per month installment. You can buy 7 crores villa by paying some 4 lakhs per month. You don't have 7 crores in your bank account, but still you can buy that villa by the house installment. So what's wrong in that one? What's wrong in enjoying? Satya, why are you saying that we should not enjoy it? You are wasting our evening. What's wrong? Krishna has given us money. Krishna has given a nice body. Everything we have given. So this life is to enjoy. Mauj masti karna. So what Shastra is telling is, I understand. Yes, you can enjoy, but please understand that enjoyness is temporary. You cannot be a permanent enjoyment. For example, chewing gum. As children, I know some of you are all adults here, above 50s and all. As a children, the chewing gum, first to 10 minutes, it's nice. After 15 minutes, after 1 hour, is there taste in that one? There's no taste. When we were small children, we used to keep the chewing gum and eat next day also. I remember that. There's no taste in that one. First 15 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, it is there. So there is also a philosophy which saying that you enjoy it, you will get over it. But the human mind is such that our mind is want more and more. It is like in the yajna, if you put water, the fire will come down. But if you put ghee, what will happen to the fire? It will go up. Krishna is telling that your senses are like fire. Do you want to put water to calm it down, or do you want to put ghee to flame it up? The choice is given to us. So we think that okay, I wanted to do something. I wanted to have enjoy like this. Let me go and enjoy. No, next day morning that desire will come again into the mind. Day after tomorrow morning that desire again will come into the mind. So that's what Shastra is telling. Keep an eye open that the desires are kind of very, very strong. You have to sometimes control them. Otherwise, they are like horses. They will drag you down on the wrong path and make you do all kinds of mistakes. For example, a rape is happening at some place. Horrible rapes are happening now. It's just that one person is unable to control his urge, and such a bad thing is happening. That person also might be, there are some brutal people, they're not even repenting. But there might be some people who will repent next day morning. Why did I do this one? Now I wasted all my life. I'm in the jail. Why did you do this one? But that 10 minutes or half an hour, they were not able to control that one. That has resulted in a big crime. Let's say fight happens between two people, and in an anger, the other person stabs the other person. Whole life is wasted. Just because you are not able to control that 15 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, you have committed a murder and you are in the jail for 14 years. So the temptations looks like very, very, very nice. But Shastra is telling that they are temporary. They are not the source of permanent happiness. Because today our topic is happiness. I want to buy a nice car. I think it will give me happiness, but how long? 6 months, 1 year. After 1 year with the same car, give me the same level of happiness again and again. I want to grab that one. I'll grab that one, but after some time my happiness goes away. Our mind moves from one topic to the other topic to the other topic. ఏది లేదో అది కావాలి, ఏది ఉన్నదో అది హ్యాపీనెస్ ఇవ్వదు. అవర్ మైండ్ ఈస్ ద బిగ్గెస్ట్ ఎనిమీ. మన దగ్గర ఏది లేదో అది చూపిస్తుంది, నీకు అది కావాలి, ఇది కావాలి. మీ దగ్గర ఉన్న దాని గురించి ఏం మాట్లాడు. Take it for granted. So there are some examples. For example, what are our senses? 5 senses we have, right? Eyes. The example given by the eyes is the moth. The moth gets attracted to the fire and it will die in that fire. You see, when the light is on, so many types of flies will come and they will burn their wings and they will die. The eye, which is supposed to drawing you there, is causing you to the death. So is that happiness or is it death for that moth? Is it happiness for the moth? No, it is a temporary happiness. It's getting to that fire and it is getting died. Next example. Yes, they play beautiful music. Batagala beautiful music they play trying to catch a deer. The ears, nice music we listen, it's giving happiness. But the same happiness to the deer, it is becoming almost like a death. It is getting caught and they are going to kill it and eat it or whatever it may be. Right? Then tongue. Tongue, biggest example is fish. There is so much food inside the lake, but that fish is searching for the small food coming from this one. What do you call that one? Fishing rod. So it will try to come for that one. There is so much of food inside that water, but it wants that one, that small thing which is hanging, and it tries to come, it gets stuck, and it is becoming a breakfast or lunch in somebody's house. Just because it is getting attracted to that one. Right? Like this, there are so many examples from Shastra. Nose, musk deer. Musk deer, wherever there is beautiful smell, it will go there. So the people try to put some nice perfume, all the deers come there, they'll catch them and take them. So the nose is becoming a problem. Elephant, touch is given for an elephant. Basically, like elephants are hunt by showing some female elephant. By putting one female elephant there, they will try to hunt all the male elephants because of the touch. So these 5 senses, we think that one, there's no harm, let us enjoy. There's no harm, let us enjoy. But Shastra is telling that each one of them will not give you permanent happiness. It will make you bound. మిమ్మల్ని కర్మకు బందీలుగా చేస్తాయి. దాని గురించి ఆలోచించండి. That's what Shastra is telling. Think about it, otherwise you'll get caught. Enjoyment to certain extent is understandable, but unlimited enjoyment of smelling, seeing, all these things are beyond a point, they're a challenge. So we'll conclude in few minutes. So what is the real goal of human life? So after understanding about problems, after understanding the Adivaitika and all these things, basically Shastra is telling that we are different from animals. So we need to work towards dharma. Dharmo hi eko adhiko vishesho. So a permanent solution to the real problems of life, permanent relief from all the problems, and an eternal life of bliss, peace and happiness. It's saying, inquire about the root cause of all causes, the source of everything. Root cause of all causes. ఈ జరుగుతున్నదంతా మన చుట్టూ జరుగుతున్నదన ఎందుకు జరుగుతుంది, ఎలా జరుగుతుంది, ఎవరి వల్ల జరుగుతుంది, who is the source, what do I need to do to get away from this cycle of birth and death, from these problems? That is what Shastra is posing one question. Answer is also there. Answer is there in 1866. 1866 Gita. Sarva dharman parityatya mamekam sharanam vraja. Answer is there. But we have to go through 18 chapters to come to the answer of 1866, final answer. Sarva dharman parityatya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Come to take shelter, come and take my shelter. So at least this session is making us start thinking like, what is the purpose of life? Why are we here? Why are we born? What do we need to do? So that is what is the essence of this first question. So I want to repeat this one. Samayipamsam paro dharma yatro bhaktira dokshaje ahaitukiya pratihata yayatma suprasidati. So basically, to attain the loving service of the God and unmotivated, uninterrupted, that will give you complete satisfaction. Because there was a chat also we were discussing, what is going to keep us all the time happy? any of these things what we see here will be only temporarily give us happiness. After some time that happiness will go away. But what will give permanent happiness is where is the source of happiness. The source of happiness is God. Then we might ask a question. నేను మన టెంపుల్కి వెళ్ళానండి ఏం ఆనందం ఏం లేదు. వెళ్ళొచ్చాను 10 నిమిషాలు ఉన్నాను, పావు గంట ఉన్నాను, ఆ భగవద్గీత ఓపెన్ చేశాను, 3 పేజీలు చదివాను. ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ఫీలింగ్ దట్ గ్రేట్ హ్యాపీనెస్ వాట్ సత్య యువర్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయినింగ్. ఐ ఓపెన్ భాగవతం. We think like that because we lost touch with them for many lives. We lost touch with what is giving permanent happiness. ఏదైతే శాశ్వతమైన ఆనందం ఇస్తుందో దానికి మనం కొన్ని లైఫ్స్ నుంచి దూరం అయిపోయాం. అందుకని we are not able to see happiness in God, or we are not able to see happiness in Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam. But once we understand Shastra is saying that that is the cause of permanent happiness, if you start accepting the truth, if you start analyzing, investigating, finding more, then we are in the right direction. So today this session and other sessions are all is basically putting us into a different one direction. For example, I need to go towards Chennai, right? But I am going towards Karimnagar. Even after 10 hours, will I reach Chennai? No, I am going in the wrong direction. I need to go towards north, I am going towards west. I travel thousands of kilometers also. If I am in the wrong direction, I will not reach this one. So life after life, or in this life only, we are trying to be in different directions. So Krishna through Bhagavad Gita is trying to take us, put us in this direction, switching on our Google map, showing the final direction and saying, drive in this road. Now come in this direction. You will come to me. So next session is going to talk a little bit about God exists. Does God exist? I know all of us believe that God is there, but just trying to a little more scientifically understand through question and answers. You'll have so many questions. Will I try to answer like that? And we'll try to come back to that solution. Many questions we'll try to answer. Is it one religion, more religion? What is different religions talking about it? What is superstition? What is really God? What is right philosophy? What is right spirituality, incorrect spirituality? All right. Why don't I see God every day? Whenever I want him, why don't I come him immediately with the Shankar Chakra Gada in front of me? Why does he not listen to my prayers? He heard my friend's prayers, but he's not listened to my prayers. He's partial to me. All kinds of questions. We'll try to answer them one by one, one by one. So, Hare Krishna, I just want to stop here. I think I close to 1.5 hour, 1 hour 45 minutes we spent. So I wanted to ask if you have any questions. I'll try to answer to the extent possible. I know if I don't know, I'll try to find out answers from more senior people and come back to you and give answers to you all. So I'll just open up for the questions first, the people who are sitting here. Any specific questions you have? Yeah, please, Krishna garu. Yeah. Ahara nidra bhayamaidhanam cha? No. The prayer. Oh, okay. I'll go back to that. So the question here is the opening prayer. Krishna Garu, who is here, wanted to understand that one. This one? Nama Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesha Sunyavati Paschyata Deshatarani. So basically, this is a pranam mantra for the Guru. Srila Prabhupada, we will going to talk about him a little bit more. He is the founder Acharya of ISKCON. He has established ISKCON and more than 108 temples at the age of 75 all over the world. And he has done enormous dharma prachar. Today, if we are able to understand Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, we are extremely indebted to this one man who has made sure that everywhere it is available, even to the Western world. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschyatya Deshatarani. Nirvishesha. Buddhists say that well, God has no form. God is vacuum. Sunyavadi. God is vacuum. Buddhists say meditate into the vacuum. What is meditation into the vacuum? Nonsense. Sorry to say that. So, Nirvishesha. Basically, some people say God has no form. He is anything. So, Srila Prabhupada took two important major things saying that one. God has a form. He is like a person. You can reciprocate with him. You can have love and relationship with him. You can offer prasad to him. So he made it. Some people talk about impersonal. God has no form, no name, no shape, any kinds of things. How can you connect to somebody who doesn't have a name, shape, fame? For example, your family, your wife. You can't see her. She's like Gaia. How can you extend the love and relationship? So that is one, and it's not a vacuum. So Srila Prabhupada mainly, Shankaracharya did that one first time. Some hundreds of years ago, when there were 72 incorrect philosophies around all over the world, he came, he has beaten all of them, argued with them, and tried to establish what is the right Siddhanta. Over a period of time, and again got lost. Then Srila Prabhupada, one of the Acharya, Paschatya Desha Tarine, he even went to the West. His guru said, at the age of 75, go to the West and preach. Because the people there are thinking only that, at least in India, in the Bharatavarsha, somehow we all do little bit or the other we are trying to do. We understand karma philosophy. We think that enjoyment is not everything. But the Western world, when he went, for them, they were thinking there's no rebirth, enjoyment is everything. So at that time, he was sent there by his guru saying that, please preach the West. And he made drug addicts into great sannyasis today. Some drug addicts, the people who are like doing all kinds of nonsense things, do Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day and read Bhagavatam. And there are some Westerners today, they know 18,000 slokas of Srimad Bhagavatam by heart. Such is a great kind of an Acharya. And the other sloka is Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta. I'll explain a little bit more in future, but just for now, Krishna, after he left, he went back. Some people say Krishna died. That's a mistake. We will get also WhatsApp. Boy, what Bana is quoted Krishna such. If God has death, we don't need to sit here and talk about death or life or anything. God is eternal. He's always there. He has no death. He comes here, he goes back whenever he wants. That is the greatness. So Krishna, when he went back after the Dwapara Yuga, when he went back again to the Vaikuntha, people were asking, Krishna, you are going back. How is dharma established in the Kali Yuga? How is it possible? How do we make sure that everybody lives peacefully as per the laws of the land? Then Krishna says, I am coming back in three forms. Krishna comes back in three forms. One, Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is Krishna in the book form. Krishna, exactly the book. It's very difficult for us to understand how can book be God, but we'll understand it slowly. That book is Krishna himself. Second, Krishna has come in the sound form, Nama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This mantra and Krishna, they are not different. It's very difficult to understand. I'll explain you as we progress. For example, if I say, I'm feeling thirsty. If I say water, water, water 10 times, do I feel better? Until I take a glass of water and drink, my thirst will not go away. Until then, I keep saying water 10,000 times. But Krishna, Nama Rupa Abheda. You say Krishna or you say his name is one and the same. Then third form, he has come back as he, even though he has given Srimad Bhagavatam, as though he has given Nama and telling everybody follow it, nobody are following. So God himself came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 500 years back and he showed the path of bhakti. How to follow him is explained very clearly. So Krishna has come in three forms, as a bhakta, as a book, as a sound form. With this he has shown us the path of enlightenment. So that is the meaning. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Krishna. We'll understand it little before over the period of 10 sessions. We'll try to educate ourselves a little more than that one. And our faith and understanding will also improve. So when we start anything, we first offer our prayers to our Guru, and also we offer our prayers to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is none other than Krishna. Was that helpful? Hare Krishna. Any other questions here? Any questions, reflections? Did it make sense? Did I waste your evening? You would have nicely watched in OTT some nice movie this evening or some web series. I called all of you and wasted your time. Or was that okay? Helpful? Right. Any questions to the online team here? Any specific questions you have for the...
I have a question.
One by one, yeah. Amanasa, please go ahead. Yeah.
So, we were speaking about trees
Sorry, your
animals which
voice is
were
breaking.
ex-humans.
Plants and trees are ex-humans. Yes. Tell me.
Yeah. So what kind of people do they, I mean, turn into trees, or what kind of people will turn so, like trees, animals?
Oh, understand. I will explain. So the question coming from one of the person here, my name Manasa, she was asking a question that there was one statement says that all humans are trees are plants and all trees and plants are like in future humans and kind of. So she was asking what determines. It's a very big topic. We'll try to understand more about it in later class, but I'll just tell you very briefly. Our actions will determine whether we are going higher purpose or down. Will we again have human birth or not, or will we take a lower birth, is determined by our karma. Karma philosophy determines that. That is at a high level answer. So, trees, you know what Shastras tell about trees? Very difficult for us to digest. Anybody who is having too much of body consciousness, too much concern with the body, they are all born as trees in the next life. All the heroes and heroines who are 100% exposing every day, we find them as trees in Kachiboli next life.
Swami,
Yes.
I have one more question.
Yes, please. What is the next question?
So nowadays there is something in the name of spiritual or inner engineering and yoga, which they speak about chakras and all that, and they speak about light or your inner consciousness rather than Krishna or God, and they
Yeah.
also speak about seeing previous birth and manifestations and
Yes,
chakra.
yes.
So
Your question,
what is
understood. So your question is about so many things happening in the market, inner engineering, chakra yoga. So many things are happening in the market. There are hundreds of products in spiritual.
yes.
Don't talk about Gita or Krishna.
Yes.
So we will understand that a little more. If you can be a little patient, we'll understand them in the 11th topic. What is yoga and what is the purpose? I will explain everything. What is the real yoga? So it will be explained there, and some of your questions also will be explained in why do bad things happen to the good people also will explain. And to some extent, I kind of said this one, that none of these manufactured philosophies today in the market, they are not addressing the core problem of Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. You understand? There is no solution to any one of them.
Yes.
They are not telling what is the real problem, how do we solve that problem. They give some or the other philosophy for us to get along with our life. But they are like temporary. They are like painkillers. But they are not Ayurveda, which is addressing the root cause of the problem. Something like that. I'll explain more as we move along. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Any other questions anybody has here? Thank you for your patient listening, despite you are far away. Anybody else has any questions? Okay, if there are no questions.
Satya,
Yeah.
one question.
Please.
One question.
Please ask.
So when we will be discussing about Sanatana Dharma?
Actually, the question is, when do we discuss about Sanatana Dharma? In fact, throughout these 12 sessions, we are going to talk about Sanatana Dharma. Almost in every slide. For example, Sanatana Dharma is when we talked about Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, they are all tenets and core of Sanatana Dharma. We talk about them every time. Throughout these 12 sessions, because this whole course is based on Sanatana Dharma. But let me explain you in 30 seconds. What is Sanatana Dharma? There's a question here. What is Sanatana Dharma? Sanatana means eternal, antarlenidi. Dharma, we spoke about this. Sanatana Dharma means what is the Dharma which is not changing life after life, day after day, or month after month, kind of thing. The meaning of Sanatana Dharma is what I have spoken about, the Savai Pumsam Paro Dharma, Yado Bhakti Radhakshaje, that sloka, which is telling the eternal duty of a human is to surrender to God. That is the eternal duty of the God. That is the eternal Dharma. That is Sanatana Dharma. And everything what we do are a part of the Sanatana Dharma what we are trying to do. Is that helpful, Venugopalji?
Yeah.
Thank you. We'll understand more about it. Anybody else?
Definitely.
Anybody else have any other questions?
One thing more I like this how
Please.
you differentiated the material life and the spiritual life
Okay.
by giving good example. I liked it very much.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad it was helpful. So
Yeah, very much.
So let's go to the last leg, which is just again an offer prayer. Our duty has to be prayer. We have to start with a prayer and end with a prayer. What is a prayer? What is the definition of prayer? What is the definition of prayer? Huh?
Thinking of God.
Thinking of God,
Thanking God.
thanking God, gratitude to the God. Yes. Actually, prayer definition is thanking God. For us, prayer we think means asking God something. We think asking God something is a prayer, but thanking God is the prayer. So let us keep this in mind and try to understand, are we praying God or are we asking God? I'll just give you one small example. There's also a doctor here. He will understand, he will appreciate what I was explaining. So during COVID time, how much was the 1 day bill in a hospital? 1 lakh rupees average. Just to get oxygen. I mean, there are so many other treatments, but I'm just telling generally, just to breathe, 1 lakh rupees per day. One of my relatives was admitted for 21 days in the hospital. They paid 21 lakhs. How they had to pay 21 lakhs, only God knows. They struggled so much to pay. Now, let us see. Raja Venkat garu, I take liberty to ask you, how old are you? Huh? 63. My goodness, I thought you were 53 or 54. 63. 63 into 365 into 1 lakh. Since your childhood, you are taking oxygen, you are breathing, right? We are all breathing. 63 into 365 into 1 lakh, you are a chartered accountant. What is the number? Difficult to explain. So that is the amount of money we are supposed to pay to Krishna for giving us to breathe every day. Just simple example. We don't need to thank God for so many different things. Very simple. He's allowing us to breathe every day. He's giving us oxygen. For that also we should be able to thank Krishna. Krishna, you helped me to avoid bill of 63 into 365 into 1 lakh. That should have been the oxygen bill, but you gave it free of cost. That is a prayer. So tomorrow morning, any one of us, when we are trying to do a puja in the morning, whatever puja we are doing, instead of opening our chitta, we can say, thank you, Krishna. Thank you, Krishna, for being giving a family. I tell you, it might sound very funny. We have eyes, right? A blind person understands what does it mean to have an eyes. We take it for granted. We have eyes, we have legs, we have this one. One of my friend, he is also my age, 51. He's still not married. He will understand the value of marriage and he will understand the value of wife. Huh? We take it for granted. Everything in our life, whatever is available, we try to take it for granted. And our psychology is that since our childhood, we always try to compare ourselves with. 2 minutes we are closing. You can have prasad and then go. 5 minutes we are done. So since our childhood, we are so tuned to compare ourselves with somebody who is having more than us and feel bad for it or greedy for it and envy for it. But we are not coached in a way to see people who have less than us and feel happy about it. I know that might lead to complacency or will not work hard. I'm not talking from that point of view. I'm talking from a satisfaction point of view. Satisfaction of the heart point of view is when we see something, basic things we take it for granted. If we start seeing them as given by God, we'll start feeling gratefulness. So I'll conclude the session with this, that we should change our prayer from asking to expression of our gratitude. Janki Garkata, you said very nicely. Expression of gratitude is the real definition of prayer. It took 50 years for me to understand what is the definition of prayer. So let's stop the session with this Narsing Arati. I'll request my daughter if she can sing. And for the people who are online as well, if you have any questions, you can post in the group. And let us continue to interact in the group. And I want to make a request. You all have took the steps to try to join this course and try to understand. If you feel this is helpful, if you feel it makes sense to you, I would request you to attend as much as possible all. If wherever possible, we can tweak the sessions, we can adjust the time, we can do 2 sessions in 1 session, whatever it may be. We'll try to do like that one. and we'll try to make our life meaningful. Let's not get deviated again. Next week, don't think we should come or not. Let's try to see if it is making, I am not forcing you. As I said, my fees is only asking you to come for all the 12 sessions. That is the only fees I want. I want 2 fees. One is coming for the 12 sessions. Second one is praying for us and blessing us, blessing our family. These are the 2 fees we want to ask any one of you who are coming here in person or online. Okay. So with this, we will again end with a prayer. It is in our Sampradaya. We thank Narsikadev. And we will explain the meaning maybe in the next session. Today we'll try to sing the prayer for now. So I'll ask my daughter to sing. Hare Krishna. Thank you all once again. Hare Krishna. You have to keep this one, otherwise you cannot listen. Okay. Yeah. It's there.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
देव भगवान की, भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की।
This prayer is basically the prayer. You will understand the meaning next session. I will explain line by line, and some of you also can learn this bhajan and this prayer. So this prayer is all about protection. So I'll end this session here. So whoever is online, please have prasad in your home, and whoever is here, we will have prasad. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Look forward to see you again in the next session next Saturday. Thank you.